Hi, I'm Sandy Rosenstock with Hagen Anderson, powered by eXp Brokerage, and I'm with
Ryan Stoll, Hallmark Home Mortgage.
Hi Ryan. I have been talking with a lot of people about, because the market it's booming, it's huge, and people are paying 100% list price, maybe over, have bringing some cash gap to close, and now they're concerned. Well, what if there's a bubble like 2008? What if there's am I going to be overwhelmed? Am I going to be, tell me, what's the situation?
Yeah. In my personal opinion, I don't think there's a bubble. And the reality is there's such a gap between supply and demand relative to what it was. So if you want to find out if we're ready for a bubble, look at the last bubble, which was in 2008. The reality is in 2008, many homeowners were over leveraged in their homes. And in today's market, the average homeowner has like 42% equity in their home. So in order to have a bubble, you have to have distress, and we don't have distressed buyers or distressed sellers right now. If you were to have a financial, issue come up, or maybe you lost a job or you didn't have the ability to make your payments, given your equity position and the shortage in the market, you could probably sell your home and sell it very quickly. So I don't think we have that. The other comparison you look at is the number of homes for sale in 2007, right before the bubble, were around 4 million homes, and there's almost 1 million homes on the market across the nation today. So that tells you the supply factor.
Right, and I will concur with that. Supply and demand, it's simple supply and demand. Even 10 years ago, it seemed there were 25 buyers for every house on average, and a month supply of inventory, which means really low. And I predicted, and I was saying, we're probably 10 years away from any kind of reduction in that.
Right.
Now we're probably at 25 buyers for every house, and that's, at least depending on the price point, even the really high-end homes, $1 million, we're multiple people walking through, which is a crazy thing to think, but it is what it is. But
Right.
there's no decrease in, not less people are looking for houses now. There's more people looking for houses. So I agree that if someone bought a house last year and they had to bring a cash gap, if you wanted to sell today, you probably still would come out either flat or ahead.
Right.
There is still such demand. Now, that'll get into another issue if you're falling on hard times and maybe you can't maintain your home. That is something to consider, and that's a separate issue and not a Ryan issue necessarily. That's maybe a me issue to advise, to come in and say, well, okay, you're falling on hard times. Let's go through and make a to-do list and get your house ready to sell, and we'll get you the best price possible. And that is what I do, and I do that very well to make sure you get maximum amount for it. So there's a solution for every problem, and it's weird to think that a real estate agent or a lender can maybe work you through if you're having trouble with your job or someone lost a job or what have you, but it is a large part of your financial portfolio to have your mortgage payment, your home, and you want to stay ahead of it. You want to make sure that you're not falling so far behind, and there are lots of options for that. Refinance, home equity line of credit. There's multiple tools in the toolkit, and who do you go to ask? Who do you know? Well, you can go to Ryan. If you didn't get the loan with him the first time, you can still call him and ask, get some advice, and then maybe down the road, when it is the right time or you want to sell, then that's the time we reconnect. But
best thing you can do is lean on the professionals that help you during this process. I tell my clients all the time, just because your loan is closed doesn't mean my job stops. So I am there for you, whether it's a month, a year, 10 years down the road. I'm there for my clients to answer any questions that help them as their financial pictures change.
That's an awesome point. Also, and I will say this is completely a curveball, but let's say you've been in your home for a very long time and you don't owe that much, and you've been on the sidelines. Actually, I'm in that case right now. My husband and I, we've been in our home long enough. We have a very small mortgage, and we're actually looking at, would it be better to pay it off in a lump sum or keep it, because our interest rate is pretty low when we got our loan, but now it's a matter of what is our money earning in savings versus what it would be if we paid it off, and to have that cash every month. And that's actually something I'm going to send to you and ask to run those numbers. I could probably figure that out. I'm a fairly smart person, but at the same time, he's probably got a program for it and could do it in 5 seconds. So it would be a fantastic opportunity. It's like, I owe $100,000 and we have that in the bank. would it behoove me to go ahead and pay that off and keep that monthly payment, even though it's mostly principal right now? I'm not paying much interest on my home loan right now. But is there an advantage, or should I just keep that because that's cheap money to have? I don't know.
The reality is your mortgage is one piece of your financial puzzle. And so it all has to be looked at and reviewed to see, does it make sense for you to go down that path, or should you keep maintaining the payments on your loan? All of that is analyzed as a sit down that we would do to determine what's going to be the best path for you.
That's awesome. Awesome. So again, lots of tools in the toolbox, and as he said, lean on some professionals that do this. This is all we talk about.
This is what we do.
We're a bunch of nerds. We're talking about this all the time, but we do this to make sure that when you have a question, we're able to answer something fairly quickly and knowledgeably, and give you some good advice. And seek out any other financial professional if you'd like, but there's no harm in asking, and this is what we do. So we'd love to help. It's not just about showing houses and closing and do the fun stuff, but we keep in touch with our clients for the long term. I have coffee with my first clients that I had 13 years ago once a quarter, and they're fantastic. So I know Ryan does the same thing. He's constantly running around town having coffee with people and meeting them for stuff, but it's great. And he's a friendly guy on top of that. So it's always helpful. But so again, we're going to have our information in the link, my information, Ryan's information. Please call us, text us, email, anything you want, any question, just to start the conversation. And no pressure, no rush. We can get it whenever is the right time.
100%.
We'll figure
Utilize
it out.
us.
All right, take care. Thanks.
Thanks.